Hi, come in.
Hi Jonathan, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. This is my home in Bali.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Yeah, we like it very much.
And it's a pleasant afternoon today.
It certainly is. It just rained though, but it's okay. It's nice sometimes.
And how things are going on?
Very good, thank you.
Okay. We are just passing by Jonathan near your place and we thought we will drop off and have some casual chat and ask some questions, because in One People Employee we created some questions for you. So we thought we will check it out with you today.
Yes, please hit me.
Okay. Can you tell us your very first job as an employee?
Yeah, it was as a cleaner. I was a teenager, so it was actually before high school, it was a good experience.
And what do you learn from that?
Hard work matters, and I would say it's in the detail, the perfect finish. Yeah.
And do you apply this now at One People?
Yeah, I certainly do that. It's very important to me. I strongly believe in hard work. It's kind of my trademark, I would say. And the same with the detail and perfect finish. We really can't deliver anything if we are not, obligated to the process itself, and always strive for a perfect finish, and so it's very much in the detail.
Okay, that's great. And when did you decide to become an entrepreneur?
I was a kid, actually. It kind of followed me the most of my life, but the first time I showed very entrepreneurial skills was I was only around 5 years old. I bought a chunk of candy in the nearby store and split it up into pieces and sold candy in pieces. So I actually, better margins, so to speak. So that was the first time I kind of shown the entrepreneurial skills.
That's really cool. And what inspired you to believe in your success as an entrepreneur?
I think success itself is very much about finding what you're passionate about, and so to me it's more about a mindset than a specific thing. It's a mindset behind it. You have to, and it's more than just entrepreneurship. So if you really want to reach success in life, you need to, first and foremost, you need to find out what you're passionate about, what drives you, what gives you meaning in life. Otherwise, if you don't find that, it can be hard to hunt the success, because whether you want to be the best basketball player in the world, or you want to be a successful entrepreneur, it takes a lot. It takes a lot, and it takes many years. So, and a strong effort. So you really have to like it. Otherwise, it's, I will not say impossible, but difficult. So yeah, it's about the mindset, a mindset about that, and a mindset about that you're willing to make their needed sacrifices, I would say, and work hard. Work like hell, as I normally say. Yeah.
And okay, that's great. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, this was a really nice wine. Oh, by the way, what's your favorite wine, Jonathan?
I have a lot. I'm also very interested in and passionate about wine. I've been that most of my life, actually. But I would say my favorite country is French wine, and a strong runner-up for that is Californian wine, and then Italian wine. But I like wine from all over the world, and but it's also very different. So it's more what is your taste, right? If I should go more into specific, Burgundy and Bordeaux is certainly two areas in France that I like very much. It also differ from vineyard to vineyard, of course, but yeah.
Oh, that's a quite interesting insight about wines. What encourages you to plunge into the fashion industry?
A strong motivation of doing business in a different way, because I strongly believe that we're in a time where we experience a huge shift in paradigm, and a part of that, I would say, paradigm shift is business, of course, and I strongly believe that we need to change the way we do business. I want to do that within many different kind of businesses, and I've done so for more than 2 decades now. But if you look into their fashion brand, we have One People. It's a way to bring premium accessories and fashion and lifestyle products to their conscious consumer. You could say the conscious woman, and so everything we do is very aligned with the planet and the people, and that's actually also motivated by that the fashion industry itself also needs change. So yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. And as an entrepreneur, can you give us tip about 3 investment tips?
Well, that's a good question. I would actually say the best tip I have for people who ask that question is, if you have any kind of debt, you should pay that first before you begin to invest in anything. Because of the interest rate and because of you will always be behind, so to speak, to actually build and grow your you can say your wealth. So first step is to pay off your debt, and do it as fast as possible. The second, not all my investments are, from a rational point of view, making the best sense. But I also, I'm in business for more than just profit. So it also depends on, who asks, right? So if you ask from a profit perspective, it would probably not be, the same investments as I do. Not that they are bad from a profit perspective, but I'm more passionate about. I'm very motivated by bringing change to the world. That's what motivates me more than profit. And on that journey I've had more than 2 decades now, has also made me a very impressive financial foundation, you could say. But that's kind of a byproduct for my passion and my focus and my motivation in business.
Which is your favorite book?
It's even worse in Denmark. This is a smaller collection of books because I read a lot, and I would say one of the best books I have read ever. I read the first time when I was traveling the world as a very young man. It was by Nelson Mandela, called Long Walk to Freedom. From then and until now, it really have grown a a huge, I would say, both admiration for Nelson Mandela, and that has inspired me also to become a better man, you can say a better human being, because that's actually the essence. I think that's the essence, the message he gives to us all, to humanity. Yeah.
Okay. And what is the biggest challenge you are facing in sustainable fashion industry, and how you deal with it?
I would say the biggest challenge within the fashion industry is about thinking 360 degrees when it comes to more than just profit, meaning when it comes to creating a sustainable platform. With that I mean to be first and foremost people and planet centric. But that's the same for all kind of traditional businesses, which is still the main approach in business. But that's what we are changing, and that is what is being changed rapidly, I would say. You can see even traditional businesses are looking more into how they can become more people and planet centric, and that's really needed in many ways. So yeah, I would say fashion in particular, there's a huge challenge about sustainability.
Oh, it's a nice view from here.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, on our right here is actually, we are also in Canggu, but this is Canggu, and this is towards Simnyak and other part of South Bali. So, but it's a very nice place to be. It really, you can see the whole area here in front of us. It's a green zone, so there'll be no buildings there, no construction, so that's amazing. So this is also a retreat, even though it's our home in Bali, it's also a retreat. So every time I come back from work or I've traveled, I come back to here, it's kind of coming back to that kind of retreat bubble, and that kind of reload me and recharge my batteries. So yeah.
Oh, that's quite interesting. And so how do you see One People in the future, Jonathan?
I see it as a global brand that really have given a huge contribution to a different way of doing business, not only in the fashion industry, even though that's of course first and foremost, but in the business community itself, I would say. How can we do business in a different and better way, where we think of more than just profit, even though profit is important to create an economically sustainable business, of course, but it has to go hand in hand with the planet and people thinking, you could say. Yeah.
And why you choose Bali, Jonathan? Because it is not very easy to talk about sustainability in Scandinavian countries?
Yeah, you can say that. It might come more natural to Scandinavians or North Europeans or Californians, but I strongly believe that, you know, the focus on sustainability and social impact, which is also one of our strong focuses, is coming to the world. So it's developing worldwide, globally. And, you know, that's in Bali as well. And, you know, this change in how we do business is needed everywhere. It's not just a Danish thing, it's not just a Scandinavian thing, it's needed globally. And I would say, if you believe that Indonesians, say, don't have any kind of relation or alignment with sustainable thinking, you're actually wrong, because they have that. But yeah, I agree, it might be developed a bit more as we speak in Scandinavia, maybe comes a bit more natural to Scandinavians, but that's just a matter of time. So yeah.
Yeah, very truly said. What makes you tick as an entrepreneur?
Creation. I really like to create, and I think it's also the mindset I have. I have a very strong, I would say, mindset of, I already mentioned it, having a, strong work ethic and having, a drive towards changing things, changing the bigger things globally, and trying to give my small contribution to the betterment of the planet and humanity, and but on top of all that, I also have I have a very strong drive. I'm energetic. I kind of have I would call it a kind of winner's mindset. Not meaning that I want to win and another have to lose, that kind, but more the winners is more, that drive that keeps on going even when it's hard, difficult. You meet a lot of obstacles and so forth. You keep on going. You have to have that mindset if you want to win the game as an entrepreneur. Not win against other people, but win the game. I mean, win the game means that you create something and you keep on going until it's success. But what is success, of course, that's also very subjective and individual. So it's up to you to define what success is. But I would say it needs a kind of winner's mentality to do that, because it really needs a strong effort over a long period of time.
And how to strike balance then between business and family in terms of time? How you manage your time?
We only have 24 hours in a day, and I'm so lucky that I don't need a lot of sleep, so that helps me a lot. I'm also so lucky that as I told you, I'm very energetic. That means I can have a strong drive and a lot of energy, but it's also something I have trained for more than 2 decades, I would say. So it's not just in my DNA, I think. It's also a part of my DNA, but it's something you can train. I strongly believe that, meaning my day is much longer than most people see a day. Hopefully very productive. But that also means that I can actually have quality time with my family, even though I work like hell. But I like that. To me, work is not hell. Work is, what I'm passionate about. And that's I actually think I have said this many times also in my previous coffee talks and when I have been interviewed for newspapers and magazines and so on. I think my strongest message to you guys out there is you can become anything or everything you want, and you need to really focus on that process to become what you really want, despite of obstacles, despite of anything, of difficulties.
Back to one of our favorite topic, which is around leadership. So this question is, how do you measure and reflect your leadership in one people?
To me, leadership is first and foremost about building people. That might sound strange, but with building people, I mean, you really, I would say, as a good leader, you really need to like people. You really need to be, I would say, passionate about people. You need to really like to see them grow, and that's what building is about. Finding them where they are and help them, support them, inspire them, mentor them to strive for and reach their next level. And I'm not talking about just growing them to become more efficient, for example. That might also be a part of it, of course, or creating a mindset about the route from or the route towards a strong work ethics and so forth. But it's about everything. It's about everything. It's about values. It's about mindset. It's about the right mentality. Help them grow to become better human beings, so to speak. not in your point of view as a leader, but in their point of view as a leader. So you're kind of the foundation, you are kind of the supportive foundation for them to reach their biggest potential in life. That's how leadership is to me. And that's your primary task as a leader. Yeah.
Okay. And this one is quite interesting. What is the first thing you will do when you meet President Joko Widodo?
The first thing I'll do when I meet Jokowi?
Yeah.
I'll shake his hand and say thank you for letting me be a part of the Indonesian process towards prosperity for all, because that's his main objective. And after that, I would say thank you for the inspiration. He's a very inspiring man, and I totally and last I would say I totally support his drive to create prosperity for all, and not just the very few, privileged few, I would say, which is the case today, unfortunately. And I certainly believe in his strategy and policy to do so, with the new and more, I would say, liberal approach into the economy, to attract more companies from around the globe, but also attracting more inland entrepreneurs, because the new law, omnibus law, which is being hopefully will come through Parliament next month, is actually not just a support for foreign entrepreneurs and company owners like me and investors like me. Yes, it opens up the economy also for foreigners, and that's very good for foreign companies because it creates a lot of jobs here. But it's actually, I would say, first and foremost about helping the inland strive and entrepreneurship, and it's strongly needed. If I can have that opinion about, I know I'm a guest in this country, but I would say it's strongly needed because for too many years the economy, the policies in this country has only benefited the privileged few, and this is a population of 272 million people, the fourth biggest country in the world, and it has a huge potential. And the people here are absolutely fantastic. I love them, really. Across islands, across cultures, they have so much potential, but they need to have a strong foundation to live their potential to the fullest, and that starts with the policies which is made in Jakarta and of course at local level. So hopefully the omnibus law, the new omnibus law, will create that foundation and will be a huge yes in the Parliament next month, and hopefully at the local levels, like Bali here, like Java, like Sumatra, Sulawesi and so forth, will support it all the way to implement it at local level, because that's the next part of the process. Is it doesn't matter if Jokowi and the Parliament is supportive of the omnibus law if they don't implement it at the local level. So that's a dual process that is going on as we speak, and I totally support that. That was a long answer, but that would be the third part I would, when I shake Jokowi's hand and say, thank you, Jokowi, for all you do and all you're trying to do for the Indonesian people. You are a fantastic president and a fantastic human being, not just because of the omnibus law, but because of his motivation. It's so clear to me that he's really in for the people, and that's necessary.
What kind of a music do you listen to?
Classical music, but also other kind of music like Passengers and yeah, a lot of different music, I would say. But I would say my strong foundation when it comes to music is classical. It really makes me relax mentally and emotionally, and help me build the proper and supportive thoughts, ideas, emotions that is needed to do what I try to do in this world. So yeah.
And what kind of a fashion do you like, Jonathan, in general?
Fashion. Oh, what kind of fashion? Yeah, that's a good question. I like One People very, very much actually, but you know, it's a women's brand. So as my work clothing, I use suits very much, and I don't think that maybe that's just comes from the traditional way into business. I don't know, but I actually like to wear suits. So, and I like Hugo Boss very much. But the one I use the most, or the ones I use the most, is a Danish brand called Bertoni. It's a very nice suit, and it's very. I like the way the style is. I like the way it's kind of sit on me, so to speak. It fits me.
That's cool. Do you have any hobbies, Jonathan?
A few, but I rarely have time for them. But that's also a part of prioritizing time, right? Prioritizing what to do, what is important, and so forth. But one of my passions when it comes to hobbies, and this passion or this hobby has followed me 30 years, 3 decades, and that's golf. I like golfing. It does the exact same thing as classical music, I would say. It goes into a state of relaxation, but also focus, and being in nature kind of also helps on their stress level. Even though I'm not a very stressed person, but it's really nice to go a round of golf. Okay.
And what's your favorite food?
I actually have a few favorite cuisines, and if I can mention them, I would say French food is one of my favorites, Japanese food, and Indian food. So I would say the three favorites is those three. Yeah.
Okay. This question is quite interesting, and we all want to know, how did you met your wife, Rhea?
How I met my wife? Just a moment. This is also part of Bali. It's you can see it rains, right? Yeah. How I met my wife? Oh yeah, that's a funny little story. Yeah, we're back in 2005. It was the 5th of December 2005. I met her at an event in Copenhagen where we went to hear a presentation about personal development, actually. And I just sat in the row in front of her. I didn't realize she was there. She was there with, I think, a family member and a friend. But anyway, I just sat in front of her, actually on the row just in front of her. And then there was a break, halftime break in this presentation, and I just relaxed, and I just rised, and then I turned to look back. The teacher was up there, right? Or the presenter was up there, and she just stood there, just behind me, and I catch her eye, or we catch each other's eyes, right? And no bullshit. It was like time was, standing still, paused. And I knew right away, I'm not BSing you, I knew right away that this was my coming wife or life partner. And I was right.
Yeah, it's quite like a romantic movie, like First Sight Love.
Yeah, it certainly was. It certainly was, and yeah, we're still together and have a very strong partnership. She's also my partner in business, in many ways, and partner in life in general. So that's amazing.
Really, that's quite interesting. And what is your most precious thing your daughter Alia and Naomi did that makes you the proudest dad in the world?
There are many things. Many things that makes me very proud.
Few if you want to share with us.
Yeah. I'm thinking which one to take. But I would say first, in general, I would say I'm very proud of being a part of their life. I'm very proud of have given the opportunity to follow them through these early stages of life, and hopefully also when they grow up and become strong, independent women. Both of them are strong fighters, so to speak. They're 9 and 12, turning 10 and 13 this year. Often I have to remind myself it's my kids and not my, colleagues. It's also my colleagues. It's also my, fellow human beings, because they certainly are. But they're also kids, and we also have, as a parent, to remember that, right? But in many ways, without being equal, because they're still only kids, so equal in, knowledge base and all that, then I really find them equal in many ways already. And they're strong fighters and supporters of justice and truth, and want to see the world to become a better place. Some people say, of course, because of the parents they have, but I actually don't think that. Of course, we influence our kids as a parent, but and the life we create around them is, of course, also supportive of the mindset they build and the values they build and so forth, and the knowledge base they build. But they're their own, and we have to remember that we're all our own, so to speak. But we're also together, right? So yeah, my kids are raised in another privileged. They're very fast thinking, both of them, and they're already developing those strong values as doing good in the world and having a people and planet-centric approach in many ways is extremely satisfying as a parent to experience that and being part of that journey for them. But I would say, even though they're privileged, they are not. You cannot say this is a given. You cannot say this is a given, whether you're privileged or you don't have the same privileges as my girls has or we have. It's not a given that you grow up with that kind of values and that kind of mindset, and you're fast thinking and you're clever and you have and that you're conscious about things. It's not a given thing, I believe. So, and you cannot just put that into people. That's something you have to grow yourself through learning, through practice. But I strongly believe if you have those skills, you also have the duty to express it in the world. I really strongly believe that. If you are very intelligent, clever, you have a duty, you are obligated to share, if you ask me.
And can Buddhi get $1 million for free without doing anything at all?
Can Buddy get $1 million for free without doing anything?
At all.
Oh, Buddy. You can be very, very lucky and win some kind of, the best approach you can have if you want to become rich is to follow your passion. Do what you're passionate about. Do what is meaningful to you, because that gives you the complete foundation of creating success. And even though success is not necessarily anything to do with wealth or becoming rich, it's often a byproduct. Not always, but it's actually often a byproduct. That's my experience. And on top of that, the willingness to work hard for a long time. And you can say, am I then sure to get $1 million? No, nothing is sure in this life, but you are increasing the chance of actually doing so if you live your life like that and are willing to put in a strong effort with a strong work ethic. You are increasing your chance to become successful, and therefore the chance to create prosperity in your own life. But when you do so, remember to share it. Remember to share your wealth. Remember to share your prosperity. Remember to share your success, because you can never become successful without other people helping you, supporting you, inspiring you, mentoring you, maybe even. So remember that also when you are on the top of the mountain, or you have the feeling that you're on the top of the mountain. Remember all the people. That's what we are obligated to do when we have more than average, let's say. Yeah.
And what is the best piece of advice you received so far in your life, you think, which you really cherish about it?
Everything comes down to how and what you think. When I'm talking about creating that you are the creator of your life, right? Not your neighbor, not your mother, dad, or sister, brother, or friend. You are the creator of your life. To follow that route, to follow that journey towards those goals you set up, it starts up here in your mind. It starts by visualizing that goal, where you want to, what you strive for, what you want with your life. The route is created from your mind, and the way you travel that route is steered from your heart. If you really get that and really begin to live that, everything is possible for you. And at the same time, a byproduct can be wealth, yes, or the $1 million as Buddy was talking about, yes, but another byproduct from that is actually also creating good in the world, helping other people to succeed as well, helping more people to find prosperity in life, to have more opportunities in life, to create a better planet, create a better tomorrow for more people. That's also a byproduct, whether it's a primary motivation like it is for me, or it's just a byproduct because you steer from the heart. The heart is not able to separate people. The heart only think in one people. The heart only think in one humanity. The heart doesn't have eyes and look into race differences or gender differences. The heart doesn't even think about yourself, but the heart knows behind it all, together with your mind, that you also have to find a proper foundation in yourself and outside yourself to have the right surroundings so you can help more, you can serve more in the world that you're living. So that's why I say the combination of the heart and mind is absolutely crucial.
What do you really seek in your life, Jonathan?
What I'm seeking in life?
Yeah.
I seek one humanity. I really think as well that when you observe the world, you observe people, you meet people from around the globe, you listen deeply to what people are saying, whether it's a conversation directly with you or with me, or it's a debate in a TV show or whatever it is, or an article you read in the newspaper, from an interview, whatever it is, you see patterns and you see traits and you see proof that we are one people, we are one humanity, and that's actually what people is first and foremost. I'm very hopeful and optimistic on behalf of humanity, but even though we are not there when I talk about one humanity, that is my journey. So I strongly believe if our world leaders has one task to do, is to start setting their people free wherever they are, and at the same time begin to believe more in people. Begin to believe in people. That's my message to the world leaders. Because when you try to structure everything around them, that you begin to make the decisions for your people even at micro level, that comes from a place of disbelief, distrust in your people. Stop doing that. That's just an expression of your own failures, I would say. Start believing in your people. Start trust your people and set them free in the process. But of course, create the right foundation so everyone gets the opportunity to strive, to be supported, to grow, to live their fullest potential. That's what world leaders should focus on. Nothing else. Nothing else. It's way too much today in too many countries. People are not set free. And even in those countries today, which might be the most free historically, European countries, for example, Northern European countries, are now in processes of change setting the people again, I would say, in some ways of control, but motivated by distrust, motivated by control, motivated by the leaders think they know what is best for every human being. No, they don't, because our journey at the human being perspective level is unique and has her own journey to fulfill, to travel, to reach her own potential. And as I said, it starts with setting your people free and starting trusting your people and believe in the people that they can make their own choices, but create on a society level, create the right foundation for them to be given the right opportunities. Not the right opportunities, but just be given opportunities to strive and to create a better life for themselves. But the point is, I believe in one humanity, and I certainly believe that we will come there one day. And I certainly believe that, looking into history, we have built the beautiful house. It's still not finished though, but brick by brick by brick by brick. Remember, it's only when you have the short perspective, that you're in the middle of the crisis, for example, that you can have the idea or have the, I would say, the concern that there has been a setback, that we are less than yesterday. But that's only with the short glasses on, so to speak, the short perspective. looking into the bigger perspective, it has been brick by brick by brick towards betterment. There have never been as many living in prosperity as it is today, and as few in poverty as it is today. It's still way too many, but that also because the humanity today is 7.6 billion people. But we're getting there, and we're getting there rapidly, and we're in the kind of shift in paradigm, as I said before. And so it's a really, really, really interesting time to live in, and a meaningful time to live in. Let's take that chance, all of us, and help this world move forward for all people, not just ourselves, but for all people.
Okay, can we walk towards the downstairs? Yeah. The last question. This looks like quite a nice room.
Oh yeah, that's my youngest girl, Nomi's room. And the dining room.
Oh, that's quite a nice table.
And a nice picture on the. Yeah, you can't see it because of the doors, but the sliding doors. But yes, you had a question.
Yes, Jonathan. Will you explain what is Hugo means to you?
Who asked that question? Yeah, hygge, which is how you pronounce it in Danish. Yeah, to me, hygge means that, you know, having a very nice time with friends, family, and being in a cozy situation, I would say, or surrounding. So it's a kind of coziness, and it's about being together with those you love and having a nice time. It can also be alone, of course. But to me, hygge is about enjoying the moment, being in a cozy situation or surrounding, and being with those you love, whether it's family or friends, and having a nice time together.
Okay, that's quite interesting. Thanks a lot for sharing all your insights, your opinion, and you allow us to look more into your life. That's really great.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and thank you for visiting me. It actually came a bit as a surprise for me, but it's absolutely great that you gave me the chance to both, of course, show you my home in Bali, and amazing questions from the team in One People. So thank you so much, all of you.
Okay, bye-bye. See you soon.
Bye.